All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is go back to my home page. So in Pages, go to Home, and this is what you should see. So I'm going to open up my folder again. In the folder that says 3 code, there's a file called CSS code. So I'm going to open that. And you're going to go to Home, Design, Custom CSS, and paste that in there. Okay, so this is your CSS code. I will be going back to explain what all of this means, but for now, we're just going to save. All right, now I'm going to click Edit on my home page. First thing I'm going to do is edit the site header. So if you go over here, where it says Header Layout, click that, scroll to the bottom, and choose this one, where it says Logo and the links are under it. Okay, then go back, go to Site Title and Logo. Here you can change your site title and add a logo image. I'm going to go back again, go to Elements, make sure all of these are off, so you should not see that button or anything there. Make sure these are off. Go back, go to Colors, make sure it is transparent. Go back, go to Style. Your width should be inset. Vertical padding is going to be 2.4. Element spacing is going to be 4. Link spacing is going to be 2.28. And your the fixed position should be off. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you if you have a site title. If your site title is, if your site title is a little bit longer, say I wanted to make it Anna T photo, for example. Okay, so I'm going to go back. And you'll see that because the title is so long, it is overlapping with my links. So I'm going to show you how to fix that if you also have that problem. So one thing you can do is to just make the title smaller. If you want to do that, go to Fonts, and then just click that site title and it will take you over here so you can change the size there. Another thing you can do, go back, all the way to Custom CSS. So in here, this first section of code, each section has a little kind of like title above it, which tells you a little bit about what it does. So here, separate links. This here, if I deleted this, all of my links will be together under the title. So by having this code in here, I put half of the links to the left of the title and half to the right. So down here where it says 35 VW, that is basically how far away from the title your links are. So if they're overlapping, I want to make this bigger. So right now it's 35, so I'm going to make it 55, for example. Okay, and then if I click Edit, okay, so you'll see that separated the links. You can mess around with the margins and see what you like. And the other thing is, right now I have 6 links and 3 of them are on the left, 3 of them are on the right. This code affects that as well. So at the bottom here, you'll see that my 4th link is over on the right. So if I change this to 3, then blog moves over there. So this basically tells you which link starts, kind of moves that one and all the links after it to the right. So if you only had 4 links, you would want to move the 3rd one over so that it's 2 and 2 on each side. If you had 8 links, you would want 4 and 4, so you would change this to say 5. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. If that's a little confusing, feel free to shoot me a message or an email. I can help you out with that. Okay, but I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to edit my site header. I'm going to change my logo or my title back to crux. Okay. Awesome. So next thing I'm going to do is click the plus sign here. I'm going to add a section. I'm going to, it should automatically go to headlines, and I'm going to choose this one, the second one down in the right column. Okay. So now we got this. I'm going to click this little pencil icon up here. In the format, my section height is going to be large. My content width is going to be large also. Content alignment, I'm going to change it to this little down arrow, so that moves the text down to the bottom. In background, this is where you can replace your photo. So just click replace and upload your own. Background width should be full bleed. Overlay opacity is going to be 12. If you want to adjust this, if you make it like a bigger percentage, it's going to be a black overlay. And if you bring it all the way down to 0, then there's no overlay at all. I'm just going to leave it at 12. Okay, and then in colors, make sure black minimal is selected, which it should be, and that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to edit in this text box. Just hover over it. I'm going to change this to say wedding photographer. And this should be heading 1. So if you highlight it and then up here, click that little drop down, it'll give you a bunch of options. So make sure you choose header 1. This text, I'm going to change this actually. I'm going to select that, change it to heading 3. And then I'm going to write like based in Seattle, Washington. So it's kind of just like a subheader. Okay, and then I'm going to delete this button. If you want to make it a contact me button, you can, but I'm just going to delete it. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so next we're going to do this little intro text section. So I'm going to click the plus sign under here and add a blank section. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to click this little pencil icon. Section height, I'm going to change to small. Content width is also going to be small. Content alignment should be centered. Go over to colors, click light minimal, and that's that yellow background. And also, if you ever want to edit like your color schemes, you can click the little pencil icon here, and it will take you straight to click save, and then it'll take you straight to the editor. Okay, so I'm going to go back to edit. In light minimal, there's already a text box there, so I'm just going to insert some text. All right, so I'm going to highlight everything, make sure it's centered. You can do that up here by clicking one of these 3. We got left, center, and right. So that first line is going to be, I'm going to make it heading 2. And then the paragraph text can be, we can leave it as paragraph 2. All the paragraph sizes are the same in this template, so whatever one you choose doesn't matter. But yeah, so that first line is heading 2, and the rest of it is paragraph 2. Okay, and that's what that looks like. And that's it for that section. So next we have this featured love story section. So I'm going to click the plus sign under that and add blank. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is add 4 spacers. So to do that, you just find these little teardrop icons with the lines going across. And then under basic, click spacer. Okay, perfect. And then you're going to drag them all side by side. All right. Now you're going to change the size of your spacers. So this one on the left is going to be 1 space wide. The way to do that, if you hover like right between 2 of them, you're going to see those arrows that go left and right. So I'm going to take that first one and drag it all the way to the left until it won't go anymore. So that's 1 space. The next one is going to be 5 spaces. It can be kind of hard to tell. So what I'm going to do is just drag it over so that, oops, that left one should be 1. Okay, then I'm going to drag the second one over so it's 1 space wide. And then I'm just going to drag it to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Next one should be 4 spaces wide. And the next one, last one should be 2 spaces wide. Okay, so there is already a text box floating around down here, so I'm going to move it under my 3rd spacer. Under my 2nd spacer, I'm going to hover till I see that little teardrop and click that and add an image right here. Okay, so you can upload an image here. I'm just going to add like a, just a filler. Okay. So there you go. If you go over to design, you can also add a click-through URL for your photo if you want to do that. But I'm going to click apply and delete the spacer above that photo. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is the text. So in that text box under the 3rd spacer, I'm going to insert my text. That first line, I'm going to make that heading 3. This big title, I'm going to make it heading 2. And the rest of it should just be a paragraph. Okay, under that, I'm going to add a button right here. My text is going to be read more. Click through a URL. So you can either type the URL in here or copy and paste it from your website, or go to this gear icon, go to page, and search contact. So right there, that is your contact page. So I'm going to insert that right there. Okay, and change my button alignment to left. All right, and that's what we have. So the last thing I'm going to do is above this text box, that spacer that I left there, if you click it and hover in like the bottom middle, you'll see those arrows that go up and down. So you can actually make the spacer bigger or smaller. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, as small as it'll go, just to kind of center the text with the photo. Okay. And then I'm going to click this little pencil icon. I'm going to make the section height small. Content width should be large. Content alignment, just leave it as center. Colors, I'm going to change it to white bold. Okay, so now it has that gray background. And that's it. So if you don't forget to save your work occasionally, just in case the internet goes out or something, so you don't lose everything. Next, we're going to do this links section. So I'm going to hit edit. Click that little plus sign. I'm going to add a blank. And then we're going to do 5 spacers. So just like before, one on top of the other, we're going to do 5. All right, so that first one is going to be 2 spaces wide. Second one is going to be 3 spaces wide. Next one is going to be 2 spaces wide. Next is 3 spaces wide. And the last one is 2 spaces wide. So this text box that's already here, I'm going to move that under my second spacer. I'm going to put in a header that says links, and then another one that says take a look around. So I'm going to highlight everything, make it centered. Links, I'm going to change it to heading 1. Take a look around should be heading 3. And there we go. I'm going to add a text box under the 4th spacer, and that's where I'm going to put my links. Okay, so I'm going to go through each of these headings. I'm going to make it heading 4. So just to make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and I'm going to delete the spacer right above that. I'm going to highlight each of these headings and click that little hyperlink icon, and that is where you can add your link. So you can paste it in there, or click that gear icon, find the page, just search portfolio, hit save, and apply. And you're going to do that for all 3 of those. All right, so now I'm going to click that pencil icon. I'm going to make the section height small, content width large. Alignment should always be centered. Colors, going to go over to background and add an image. In your folder called demo files, there's something called links background. It's got a half white, half blue background. So I'm going to upload that there. And scroll down, make the overlay opacity 0. And make sure it is set to full bleed. Okay, and that's it. So next I'm going to take the spacer under or above links. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so that links is centered. And there we go. That is that section. Okay, so now I'm going to save. That's it for this video. We are not done with the homepage yet, so the next video will be a part 2.